I. I left on an I. And I. Oh, and I focus on action. What can I do? Simple as I said, but I don't need this simplicity fool you like a jewel. QBQ is made up of many facets. In the following chapters, we'll explore these facets, and these powerful effects asking QBQs can have on our lives. Chapter 4, don't ask why. Ever heard of these questions? Why don't others work harder? Why is this happening to me? Why do they have to make it so difficult for me to do my job? Why don't you ever get a break? Why don't people care as much as I do? Say them aloud. How do they make you feel? When I say them, I feel powerless, like a victim. Messages of questions. Messages of questions with why me tone to them. I'm a victim of environment and people around me, not very productive. Is it? We ask. Why me? Questions all the time. Quick point. If you've been trained on the 5 whys of the problem solving here, or solving problem solving or selling, that's not what we're talking about here. These are usual and appropriate. And what we're referring to are questions that we have with the why, and we have the poor me tone. That leads straight to the classic pity party. Anyone can fall into the why trap. I asked a department manager once how many people worked for him, and he said about half. It's funny response. It's a funny response, but he was undoubtedly the kind of manager who would also ask the IQs, why can't this generation really want to work? And why don't I get more support from the upper management? That's all victim thinking, and there's too much of it in this world already. I was on long flight sitting next to a man in his mid-50s. We introduced ourselves and started a friendly conversation along the lines of where are you heading? What do you want to do? It turns out he owns a second home near Aspen and was just returning from home 21 days in Aspen. This man had this discretionary income. He went on to say that he lives in New York City. He lives in New York City and works on Wall Street. And guess what he does? He's not a broker. He's a personal injury attorney. When he asked me, what do I do? I vote for the quick, easy return. Author, speaker. Oh, really, he said. What do you want to speak about? I consider this for a moment a thought. Accountability, wondering if he'd seen the irony and the humor. It took a couple moments. We stared at each other. He fidgeted a bit. Finally, to be clear, I added, what I really do is help people, including myself, eliminate victim of thinking from their lives. He must have understood me then, because this is what ended the conversation. We never spoke again. I have nothing against him. Personally, on his profession. He's simply providing what's demanded by a culture that contains continually ask, why is this happening to me? But even as we shake our heads about the ills of society, let's not forget that society is made up of individuals. You and me. The best thing we can do to get rid of victim thinking in our world is to get rid of it in ourselves. The first guideline says QBQs begin with what or how, not why, when, or who. Take another look at the why questions at the beginning of the chapter. Consider what would happen if we ask these instead. How can I do my job better today? What can I do to improve the situation? How can I support others? Chapter 5, The Victim. I received an email from a gentleman who wrote this 10 years in the military. Whenever we thought something went wrong, the only acceptable response was no excuse. He accepted it, he believed it, and he lived it. When in return, the civilian life he started, working as a territory manager for a large firm in the food industry, he wasn't doing as well as his company expected, and he wasn't pleased with his own performance either the day before he went through our personal accountability and QBQ program. He had gone to this manager and asked questions like these: why don't I get more of my time? Why don't you coach me more? Why isn't pricing competitive? Why don't you get some new products? Why doesn't marketing support us? He closed his email saying, as I learned about the QBQ in the training, I realized that from military to business, in just a few years, I had become what I disliked the most, the victim. If this man, after 10 years of living, breathing no excuses, can slip into victim thinking, it's not about wonders of the rest of us. Have to be on the lookout for it in ourselves. Why is this happening to me?